me adjust the mic here to make it lower so you weren't looking at that. Hello, everybody. Thanks for joining me. And normally you guys are over there. I finally got to set it up over here for the side view. You know, it's always cool with the side view with drums. Sorry about the hi-hat. Can't see the snare that well, but you can see the hands move. It's more of an inside of what the hell is he doing? It's pretty cool. I like it. Except I'm looking at the screen over there. So anyway, just got back from another weekend of Last in Line shows. We played in Hopewell, Virginia on Halloween. That was really cool. Not many people dressed up, which I was really surprised. Lollipop dressed up. She was a little ladybug. She was a ladybug selling merch at the show. And she looked great. She looked cute, and not a lot of people were dressed. I was really surprised. I don't know what's going on. And then we played Laconia and New Hampshire's, and that was really good. And great places to play. It's the Beacon Theater in Hopewell. That was really cool, and they treated us so well. And there's lots of food there. Get there, and there's the deli tray. Awesome. Because we usually get there, we usually leave early in the morning each morning. I like doing that trick too. You know, you just bend the drum skin a little bit, and you can let it go so it builds, you know. That's a lot higher note. Yeah, I like that. I used to do it in the solo, like. Try to control the notes you're hitting. Little trick. So you just press on the skin. Listen to the note. As you go across the drums, different notes. And then as you let go, it gets deeper. All right, so that's a little trick. And so we just got back, and I tell you, man, flying these days really sucks, you know. The airport was so crowded, and we flew on the American Airlines, which right before we went on in Hopewell, Lollipop sends me a message. 2,000 flights were canceled in American Airlines. I went, oh, no, don't tell me we're going to be stuck. And so I tried to make a backup plan, you know, with other airlines. And just in case, you know. But we got to the airport, and everything was on time. Matter of fact, you know, it was a good flight. And then the one, Charlotte, we had to fly to Charlotte. We've been to Charlotte 3 times this month. And that's a nice airport. But, man, it was packed. It was crazy. But I just kept my fingers crossed, and the flight left. And we got home. And then the other shock was, hey, let's go to Denny's or something on the way back. We're hungry. I'm hungry, you know. So we go to Denny's near the airport, and it's 10 to 9, and we walk in. She's going, "We're closed." I go, "Denny's is closed? What happened?" "We don't have the servers." "Okay, fine." Like Denny's. America's Denny's open 24 hours, one of the few places open 24 hours. It was closed. And a couple other ones closed at 10, and then we hit one somewhere off the highway, and that was open till, I don't know, 12. So, but they only had one egg, so we had to split it with the other customers and stuff. So that was kind of messed up. But anyway, they had more than one egg, a couple eggs. And so we got home, and now we're home for a little bit. Next shows are the Whiskey in Hollywood on the 17th, and then we're doing Vegas at Vamps. I think that's on the 18th. Oh, no, it's around there. Look on the websites, Last in Line Official. And then we do Ramona, the main stage. So we got a couple more gigs, and then maybe a couple more in December, and then Christmas, blah, blah, blah. Then I'm doing a rock camp first week of January with Nico McBrain and a couple other famous people. So keep an eye out for that. It's all on my website if you want to know where the heck I am. Sometimes I look because I don't know where I am. And so what's the rock news this week? The rock news is... singles. The rock news is my good buddy Sebastian Bach. I love him dearly. He's a little crazy. He went to get on the rock cruise. I don't know if it was the Kiss cruise, but he went to get on the rock cruise. He got there, and his passport was expired. They didn't let him on the ship. So that was like, huh? Okay. So he didn't get on the ship. So I don't know if Brent and the band got on the ship, and they probably got on the ship and went to the room and rewrote the set list, or so they can still play. I don't know what happened after that, but Sebastian. I played with him a couple times. He's a great guy. I love him. Great singer, and a bit of a rock star, you know. Just a little something there. I like that riff. Write a song. So write a riff to that for a song. Pretty cool. If you guys want to steal it, I won't know. I won't know about it. So anybody's watching playing the guitar. Anyway, we got a lot of people from around the world. My friends in South America. Edu is watching. I see him. He popped on, and a lot of people in the States and Cuba and everywhere, you know. So it's pretty good. Pretty cool. Thank you guys for watching. I really appreciate this. I love doing this stuff. This is brought to you by Chromacast, which you can't really see this poster. And actually, that's Chromacast. This is Sawtooth. I can't really see either one of them. And these are Sawtooth drums. A lot of people this past 2 weekends go, man, how'd you get that big sound out of the bass drum? And I tell them, you know what, this is a not an expensive kit. It's poplar wood, and it just got a nice warm tone and a nice sound to it. And you know, the bass drum, this one particularly has a hole in the front. This is a mic in there. There's a flat mic, the Shure 91. The one I'm using live has just two heads on it, no hole, and I got some black monster tape, so it's not too ringy and boomy. And there's this little mic that's in the drum. I don't know what kind of mic that is. My tech, Mark Weber, put it in. And actually, Mark, if you're watching, please send me that name of that microphone. It's tiny. It's like this big. And that's in there on a wire going across the drum, and it sounds huge. Very, very big drum sound with this mic. And then we put one in the front for more of an attack, and it sounds great. So these drums are poplar wood. This is a 13, 14, and 18. And 24 by 14 bass drum, right? 24 inch. And it's a great sounding kit. If you're looking for a really good kit, I've been touring with this kit and recording with this kit, and it's really cool. It sounds great. You could hear how it sounds on the Facebook thing, Yeah. So this is available from Sawtooth. You can go on to Sawtooth World, I think it is. And if you use their app, there's like 20% off of, I don't know if the kit's 20% off, but a bunch of stuff's 20% off. And the hardware is Chromacast. It's the same company, basically, but this is great hardware. And you can almost see it here. There's a lever on this cymbal stand. Yeah, that's a cymbal stand. And when you loosen that lever, you can go up and down. You can twist it, all with one adjustment. So it's pretty cool, So check it out. And the snare drum I'm using is the Hickory. This is an upscale. Let me take it off. You can see it. Beautiful drum. This is Hickory, and it's 6-ply, all Hickory, no filler. Sounds like food. No filler. All UST government. I shouldn't have taken off. Now it's crooked. You know why? Because sometimes I do this. Let's do this. I do something funny. I sometimes leave I don't tighten the snare drum up. This is a good tip, actually. I don't tighten the snare drum all the way up. And the reason being is it chokes the drum. And if anybody watching uses like one tom, like an old Bonham Carmine setup, that the tom-tom's on a snare stand, right? And you hit it, and it's got a ring to it. Well, now you see what happened there? It was hitting the bass drum. Check it out. You hear the sustain? It's that long. And when it's not hitting the bass drum, see? So that happens with the snare drum too. And if you're using a stand on your tom-tom, you tighten it up, it kills the tone. It deadens it more. So it's something to be aware of. So I like to that's why I'm able to take this off, because this is not really tightened up. But I got to be careful putting it back on, because it sometimes doesn't go where it should be. But so this is a Hickory, and it's a great snare drum. This is a higher-end snare drum. You can check it out on the website. The drums are fantastic, but this is called the Command Series kit, too. Bass drum's 24 by 14, very fast. So that's what I'm using. The cymbals are AA Sabians, heavy, and they really cut through all the band and the whole thing. And also, with this view you have, you can see where my hands are going. And what's important with this view is the sticking I'm choosing, like to go. You can see what I'm doing. The easiest way, the most efficient way to get that lick out, which is you got to choose the right sticking. If I start on the snare, I'm I'm stuck with that right hand. See? So the best sticking is to start on the floor tom. And that allows me to bring the left hand down to finish the triplet. See? Fast. So there's a lot of sticking here. See? So I don't cross too much, you know. I try to use sticking that's, you know, more efficient. And okay, we have Lala Lollipop in the house. Hi, Lala.
Hello.
Let me make Lala louder.
Okay, am I loud enough now?
She's loud enough, but that makes the drums louder. More roomy. See, that was a fast one. Anyway, so Lala's in the house. She's going to ask some questions that you guys sent in. And this is live, so just send in the questions. If you have a question you want to ask me, she's going to tell me what it is. And again, she was recognized at the gig. Somebody came up and said, "Are you Lala Lollipop from the show?" So,
Oh my God.
I don't know. Pretty soon she's going to be playing the drums here. I'll be doing the questions.
Right.
Right?
No.
Okay. Okay. Question number one.
Well, Mark Weber said it's a Shure 98 condenser mic.
Holy crap, that's what it is? Can you
That's
write that down? Shure 98 condenser mic.
Yeah, I wrote it down.
It's a very, very small mic, and it's just dangling on this wire in the middle of the bass drum. And it sounds killer. That's amazing. I'm surprised I haven't broken it yet, you know, because I'm live. I'm pounding this thing. I'm pounding this bass drum so hard live. We got two, I don't know what those anchors weigh, but they're really heavy, probably 50 pounds each. Two of them in front of the bass drum. And then when I get my angle, you could see my angle not so well there, but it is a tilted angle like a double bass. Then we tape the foot pedal down, you know, so that's tight on the bass drum holding it. And then these two massive dense metal, I think they're from the stage when they pull the curtain down, it's a weight. And that holds the bass drum. And on the front, I wrote 500 pounds each. Somebody asked me, "Are those 1,000 pounds?" No. It's show business. Okay. All right. Thanks, Mark. Mark is our one-man tech who does everything. He's unbelievable. That's why we call him Super Mark. Then it went to Super Market. And that's Super Mark Weber, the man. Okay.
What advice do you have for beginners to warm up the legs and the arms?
Warm up the legs and the arm. Well, you know, some stretches are good. The other night I was playing last weekend, and we were playing We Rock, and I was just pounding it, you know, the foot. And then all of a sudden, my ankle just went, I've had enough. I couldn't really play it. I overdid it. I've done that a couple of times. So I went to the left foot, just twisted and played it, but it wasn't the same until it settled down a little bit. Then I brought it back. So you should warm up. You should stretch. Now I'm stretching my ankles out a little bit. The hands, you know, your arms just stretching, but the playing wise, I like to just do triplets, right, left, right, left. For the left hand to warm up, go to the right, roughs. That's 1 and a 2, 1 and a 2, 1 and a 2, 1 and a 2. Right, left, right, left. 1 and a 2, 1 and a 2. These are good warm-ups. Then you start with the left. Right, left. You know, and the other one, right, left, left. You know, that'll warm you up too. If you have a drum set to warm up, you know, just left, right, foot. That's the old triplet beat, based on right foot. This. Even this is an exercise, a warm up. Keeping it nice and steady. So those are the things I warm up with, you know. Ah, there it was. Sorry about that. Yeah, so warm up before you go on, and then try to play relaxed, you know. Keep your hands kind of relaxed, not stiff like. So I kind of open up my hands once I'm warmed up. Okay, next question.
What T-shirt are you wearing tonight?
What
You can't
T-shirt
see
am
it.
I wearing? This is what's the name of the store? I forgot.
Purchase.
Purchase Record Store in. Where were we? Oh, I know. The last show. And this is like. No, it's in New Bedford. New Bedford. See? And he gave me a shirt. He gave us some cool hoodies and stuff. So it's a cool shirt, right? I like the color. Subtle, heavy, dark color. See, that slow, everything's steady, and it sounds good. You know, that's a slow tempo. You don't want to rush things like, let's go. Nah, you wanna go. Okay, that's nice and steady, and it sounds good. You don't want to rush. You know, so practice. Keep that in mind. Listen to a metronome, play to a metronome, and then just try to feel it. You know, you feel it. That's what people get in the audience. You know, if you play like this in the audience, is you got an audience in front of you going. They're not going to feel that so much, but if you go. They can feel that more. So that's try to feel what you're playing. Can you feel it? Yeah. Okay, next question.
What's the best sticks, and what size do you use?
Whatever, you know, I don't know if anything's the best sticks, but I use these are ChromaCast, and these are 5B. I don't know how you could say. I like sticks. You know what I do with these sticks? I play butt end, right? So you'll see me, if I take a new stick out, the bag, I like to have some rough areas here where I'm gripping the stick. So I'll do this. Don't do it at home because you might break your cymbals. And that puts some grooves in the stick. Now I got some more of a grip, see? And that's what I do for new sticks. And then this one's been played. Look at it's been eaten up. See that? Oh yeah, look at that. You can see that. It's shredding. There's splinters in it. I like sticks like this. They're like used. It's like a good old used something car. I don't know, but they got the DNA in there already and sweat and no blood, but it's a nice old stick that you pick up a new one. You don't know that stick. You haven't been introduced correctly, so I like sticks like that. Until they're too threaded, then I lose some of the edge on the snare drum because this is from hitting the rim. See? That's right about where the rim is. See? So that's where that goes. And then eventually when it gets a little bit too eaten up, you lose the edge. So that's when I throw it out. Put it over there in the pile. Okay, next question.
On your bass triplets, do you ever play with the heel up?
I play with the heel up, and it's a toe thing. You know? These are 16th notes. Yeah, that's all toe, and the heel is up. I've seen some guys on the internet, their feet are like two hands. I'm like, holy crap. But, the 24, the bigger the bass drum, the little bit more effort's needed to get like triplets and the fast foot things licks out because it's more of a skin to push, all that stuff. So heel up, and you got to have your pedal. Well, I do tight. The spring is really tight. The footboard's about midway up, and the beater's flush on the bottom, and it's hitting in the middle of the drum. And this drum here, that's where it's tuned. It's not really that loose. It's not dead. So I'm getting good response off the head too, which helps with the speed. If it was a bunch of pillows in there, you wouldn't have that response as much. So mess around with it, mess around with your pedal adjustments, with tuning your bass drum. Try tightening the head. The tighter it is, the more response you're going to get. These are fairly mid-tight snare, but you can get more of a response. It makes it a little easier to get fast. Okay, next question.
Explain the difference between having your headphones on or without them.
The difference with the headphones, I'm playing the music, so I can't hear the music if I don't have the headphones. And actually, even when I practice sometimes, I'll put the headphones on with nothing in them. It just, I don't know, it just, I like playing that way, Now these are mic'd. These mics, see, they're all on. And this makes it a lot easier to play. So that's the difference. Without the headphones, it's kind of a little bit more dead, So headphones with the mics on are fabulous. I love it. But sometimes I'll play with no mics on, just the headphones. Plus, it saves my ears because I got great hearing and I don't want to ruin it, right, Lala?
Yeah. Can't hear anything. I was screaming in your ear.
Oh my God!
This is true.
I know. It's terrible. I'm gonna adjust this. Okay, what's the next question?
Who is a singer in Last in Line? Somebody wants to know.
The singer in Last in Line is Andrew Freeman. He's an amazing, amazing singer. And he just kicks ass. He's strong as hell. And he sings the old stuff really great, all the old Dio songs, fantastic. And check it out. If you haven't heard him sing or you did and you did hear him sing and you're just wondering who he is, that's who it is. It's Andrew Freeman. So he's a killer singer. I played with him a long time ago with George Lynch. We did a little tour. That's how I met him, and I thought, how's this guy singing 20 shows in a row or 12 in a row with George Lynch, who plays so effing loud? And I like it loud, but that was really loud. So we were loud, and he's singing over this stuff, and he took care of himself. And I was just totally amazed. Like, how's he singing 12 shows in a row? This is crazy. And he did. Every show was great. So, and then when it came time to put Last in Line together, he came down and jammed with us, and it was just, hey, this is it. This is cool. He's one of the strongest singers I've played with, him and Ronnie. Amazing. Okay, next.
What was it like playing with Ronnie?
What was it like playing with Ronnie? We were like brothers, I got to know Ronnie really, really well. We kind of ate the same food. We love tuna fish sandwiches, believe it or not, on white bread with potato chips. We're both Italian from New York. We had a lot of things in common, so it was like playing with a friend, And then when he sang, it was just amazing. I had him blasting through my monitors when we played, and he would hit notes and do things different every night, and it would make me play, maybe maybe the fill was like this normally into the song. When he would go up, really high, something that made inspire me to go. Bring it up like dynamically with the drums and playing wise. So it was amazing playing with Ronnie. Just amazing. He's such a sweet guy, and he loved his fans. He loved his fans more than anything. He would stop and when I first joined Black Sabbath, played an arena show, one of the first arena shows in the States, and we were in the limo. We were leaving, going back to the hotel. So we pull out of the building, go up a hill, and driver's going toward the gate to get out, and there's a bunch of fans there. And Ronnie goes, "Stop the car!" And he got out and signed all the autographs, took pictures with everybody. That's before the time of VIPs and all that stuff. So that's before the time that airlines charge you for luggage, check bags and all that stuff. So I thought, wow, that's so cool. Look he gets out and does it. I got out too. I wasn't that known back then. And I got out and signed stuff too. So, we tend to do that. We just did that the last show we played. I went out, signed everybody's stuff, and then Viv went out, and then Phil and Andrew. So it was, fans appreciate it, and we love the fans. If it wasn't for the fans, it'd be working at Annie's Pretzel Company, making pretzels at the airport. So, okay. Do one more question, then we're going for Mexican food. Taco Tuesday.
That was a question. What's for dinner?
Mexican food.
Mexican food. Taco Tuesday.
Taco
Yay.
Tuesday. What were you dressed up as? Was that a ladybug or a...
Kind of a ladybug. I had the little headband on and wings and little armband and a little necklace.
It's kind of like a sexy ladybug.
Yeah, kind of.
Yeah, the legs going and everything, baby.
Woo!
Damn.
Woo!
Yeah, so anyway, I want to thank you guys for joining me, and I'll be back next week too, and the week after that, because I'm not going anywhere. This is cool. Get to stay home and do my stuff and catch up on things. So, and play for you guys. I don't know I think I like this view. I think it's cool. I wish you could see the snare drum. But you can see my hand, so that's good. The other way you can't really see too much. So anyway, I'll see you guys next week, and be safe, and I hope you had a great Halloween. And I'll see you next Tuesday, same time, same channel. Okay? Thanks, guys.